Hey, anybody that knows me knows that this is true about me.
I am a thoughtful guy. I think about a lot of things. I am a thoughtful guy. I think a lot of thoughts about a lot of things.
So, I wanted to try out a new format of video. One that is less edited and unscripted. Something that just kind of happens. I'm calling it my Work-space Musings. I know, silly name, but that's what I'm going with. Now, and obviously this is my workspace. Yeah, I just want to be able to share some thoughts that I have while I'm working on the scripts and editing the other videos that I make. Thoughts that probably deserve their own video, but I'm not going to write out a script for them, and I'm not going to put them on the list of things to do and videos to make, because yeah, it's just not going to happen. Anyways, so the reason I'm starting this is while I was editing the previous video, the one about the 3 worldviews, so the last part of it, I realized, having read a number of fairy tales to my daughter, that there's actually a large component of European history that is power-fear based. And it goes way back before most things were recorded. You can see it in the fairy tales. You can see it in the mythology. You can see it everywhere. And I think the shift between power, fear, and guilt, innocence happened around the time that Christianity spread throughout Europe. But the funny thing is that the power-fear aspect still continues today. I'm going to show you what I mean. We're all familiar with the fairy tale. There's the hero and the villain, and there's the fight between good and evil, and the hero always wins in the end. That's the typical fairy tale story. But there's something that is missing, or something that I noticed anyways, is that the hero often isn't that good of a person. They can lie, cheat, steal, be extremely violent. Many of these bad characteristics from a guilt-innocence viewpoint, but irrelevant from a power-fear viewpoint. And so I realized that this person isn't the hero because they are morally superior to the bad guy. They're the hero because they won. They're the hero because at the end of the story, they're the person that got the girl and was victorious. That's all there really is to it. They won. So if we look at it that way, we start to see that, yeah, they don't have to be remorseful or repentant of their bad behavior because it's not relevant to the story. It's not a necessity for the power-fear paradigm. The interesting thing about this is that this aspect of power-fear, especially in stories, continues to today in Western society. Which is why North Americans, Europeans, most white people are very much interested in action movies and superhero movies and stories, is because the hero wins. You know, they're the powerful one. That's what the story is all about. It's the journey of the person going from powerless to powerful. And that's the story. That's the appeal. And we all feel at various times powerless, and we all desire to be powerful. And it's built into us. But what got me thinking is, in the last couple of years, 3 or so, there's been this shift in thinking. People are less interested in the violence aspect of power and are demonstrating a much higher interest in the love aspect of power. And we can see this when we look at a lot of the pushes away from toxic masculinity and a number of other issues. But what I really have enjoyed is watching The Flash, DC Comics superhero from the Arrowverse TV shows. And throughout the first 6 seasons, it's been a typical superhero show. The hero beats up the bad guys every week. It's been fun. But in season 6, at the end, there's a major event that happens, and it leaves everyone traumatized. In season 7, there's a shift in people, and the shift in the storytelling. And it moves away from the story being about beating up the bad guys every time to dealing with the trauma that is in each of the heroes in the story. And each week they have to work on their own fears and anxieties and other issues that they're dealing with, their PTSD, from this major event that they experienced at the end of the previous season. And as they deal with their own personal issues, it gives them the key, or the strategy, or the understanding for how to deal with the weekly bad guy in a way that is non-violent, really, for the most part. And so it's been really fun to watch this shift and see, see, you've moved away from the violence aspect of power fear to the love aspect of power fear, where people are starting to know themselves, appreciate themselves, and that gives them the ability to know and appreciate other people and remove the villain's fear. Accept the villain, forgive the villain, and rather than beat up the villain. And it's been really fun. Anyways, that was the thought that I've been having while working on my script for the next video. And this next video that's coming out will be about how scripture needs to be interpreted through the lenses of worldview. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you on the other side.